Hello, this is going to be a little tutorial on how to use the Gimmicks toys thingamabobs that I made for cotton. They're not super complicated by any means, but they do require just a little bit of instruction to use. I'm going to start off by saying under the options menu, you need to have your gestures enabled. If you don't have them enabled, you're not going to be able to use any of these. In case you don't like making a bunch of facial expressions while you're using these gimmicks, there is a toggle under the extras menu here for cotton where you can disable your facial expressions. Here I currently have the toggle off and you can see I'm making a bunch of facial expressions. I'll go ahead and turn that back on and no more funny faces. So let's start off with the lollipop here. This little bat lollipop will always spawn in your left hand. You can go ahead and do open hand to release. I'll drop him right there so that I can show you his little customizations. He's got a little hue shift, and in case you decide to turn on, the RGB for cotton, little guy here is gonna cycle through all the colors with you. He's also got a bunch of little faces, like all of those, and in case you get a little hungry, you can just grab them and take a bite. You can also feed them to your friends too, by the way, just as long as they have a head. I hope they do. But let's say you finished them all up. All you have to do is use your index finger, doesn't matter which one, your friends can do this one too, and you just gotta bop him and he'll come right back. So let's say you're like running around and you've walked away and you've dropped him somewhere and you don't know where. In order to reset him, all you have to do is use rock and roll, either hand, and that'll disable him. You go back to your menu here and re-enable the lollipop and it'll come back right in your left hand. So again, you can go ahead, open hand to drop, open hand and fist to grab, and you of course have to be within range. You can't just be all the way over here and and he'll magically gravitate. You have to be within range, open hand, fist. And you can do this with either hand. You just go ahead and grab. And once again, rock and roll to disable, reset. Once you turn him back on, he'll be back in your left hand. With that out of the way, we'll go ahead and move on to the candy, which is very similar to the lollipop, except you can't eat them. Here, your candy will spawn in your right hand. So I'll go ahead and drop it right here. It's got a few customization options as well. You've got the UFO, star, planet, meteor, and the Earth that we started off with. This one you grab the same way. You just open hand, fist, just have to be within range. And if you lose this one too, you just rock and roll with either hand. That'll disable him. And when you re-enable him, the candy will be back in your right hand. And finally, you have the little star gun. This one, fairly simple. All you have to do is do finger point, either one, and you'll see your fingertips will be glowing yellow. That's how you know you've started, and all you have to do is point and it'll shoot. So from finger gun to finger point, and it shoots. So again, finger gun, shake out some stars if you want, and then you just shoot.